I don't plan on looking into any other characters in this new Snow White movie. I honestly wasn't going to make a video at all because who cares, everyone else is going to milk it dry, but something really pushed me to my limits as of recently. This video wasn't going to be as long as it is now, but as I was writing, I realized we can learn a very valuable lesson from all of this, from the Invincible Season 3 finale and from Snow White. So get comfy because I recommend to watch till the end. So let's get started. Last week, I made a video on IGN's horrendous review of the finale of Invincible Season 3, where I delved deeper into the actual show to explain how impossibly low a 4 out of 10 is for a masterclass in writing the show ended on. This week, I'm sadly back at it again, but this time I really want to analyze a new review because, in my opinion, commentary sucks if you don't add anything to it, and that's why I feel the need to explain the level of media illiteracy IGN has and how it's an actual plague to critical reviewing. I don't need to explain why IGN has a bad reputation because I'm assuming that you have all clicked this video because you're tired of their Ragebait content. Although I find it disgraceful to criticism as a whole, I do not condone sending death threats to people behind these reviews because no one should die over a piece of art. I hate the saying though that, dude, it's just a movie, chill out. Because in all honesty, screw you. I could say much worse, but I don't want to because that's not the point. Film means a lot to me and to a lot of other people out there. Not only as a YouTube personality myself, but as an actual human being. It transcends my imagination and it fills me with purpose, which is why I get so angry when companies get lazy and produce stuff like Despicable Me 4, Kung Fu Panda 4, or any other lazy cash grab. I may yell at kids movies, but I do them out of love for film, not wanting the 27th Toy Story sequel to set a bad precedent for how movies can be made. Speaking of setting a bad precedent, IGN's review of Snow White, a remake on an almost 90-year-old movie, was given the score of 7 out of 10. For a movie that I haven't seen yet at the time of recording this video, I don't need to see this movie to know that a cash grab remake of a movie that's only being remade for more money to know that the season finale of Invincible is better. The reason I make this assumption is not because Rachel Zegler is not as white as snow as the original animated from 90 years ago said, but just because, have you seen the ending of Invincible? He literally goes through his most brutal test yet and he learns a really hard message by the end. Conquest showing up out of nowhere is not a criticism, it's something that has been built up since season 2, and if this reviewer thinks that your average and most stereotypical Disney princess movie is going to change the lives of more people than watching Conquest deliver his "I'm so lonely" speech, then you don't know anything about what you're talking about. About a year ago, I made a video on what I thought was the worst review website ever, which was Common Sense Media, a heavily biased website that reviews amazing shows badly because they're not safe for the youth, basically throwing out any actual criticism and replacing it with, does this piece of art have swearing in it? Welp, guess I have to give it a 1. IGN could possibly take the cake for the worst website of my knowledge because of their inconsistent reviews. It's easy to guess that these reviewers are working against each other because they want to bring in the most clicks on an article that it almost seems like whoever this reviewer is actually writing absurd reviews so they can just get those clicks. The thing about this review is that it fails to actually use any criticism towards the movie besides its use of the CGI, and honestly, from the looks of things, and after a read-through and another read-through after that, to this reviewer, the only downside of Snow White is that it's an eyesore, and the Hi-Ho song did not introduce all the dwarves well. Also, something about Gal Gadot belting a flat, but it seems more of a show-off to take a look at the other link they attached to it. All of this random stuff, but still fails to address any other criticism towards the movie, so saying that the CGI itself, one song, and something about Gal Gadot's singing voice makes it lose 3 stars out of 10 seems odd to me, especially when it's 2 small things and only 1 big thing. Now, let's say this. Invincible is actually worth a 4 out of 10. This reviewer is right. The season finale sucks, and everyone on Earth agrees. My previous video ceases to exist, and we are left with the perfect understanding of this episode by this one random reviewer on IGN. If everyone suddenly agrees, then who even needs to read the article? If everyone agrees exactly, they won't read it, but instead just use this credible source, quote unquote, to back up their own claim. Outrage is what these reviewers want. If they're competing with other reviewers for the spotlight, then they are going to try their hardest to make people so angry they can't not click on the link. That's what makes this so baffling, is that Invincible's finale has a lot of intense and hard-hitting moments that never come out of nowhere but feel deserved. It's a consequence of the Season 1 finale and Season 2 Episode 7. This show has been building to this fight for longer than you could imagine, and it has a big payoff with some shocking twists. But this season is not without its criticisms. Chevrilla's Productions actually has a lot of really good points that he brings up when he talked about Season 3, and that made sense to me. Did it ruin my enjoyment of the season? No. But did it open my mind to where things could have gone better? Yes, definitely. I'm glad he said stuff about Rex's sacrifice because I had the same thought when the episode came out. That's how you do criticism. Having a logical progression where you explain the good writing and then explain where it could have gone better is much better than shaming something without giving evidence from the show besides the recaps that are purposely designed to sound stupid. You can absolutely 100% slander something, but there needs to be evidence and reasoning to why that specific thing rubbed you the wrong way, instead of saying you don't like it. Give some random complaints and then not bring up why that's necessarily bad. You're the reviewer, so do your reviewing job. The reason why IGN is proving to be a media illiterate company is not because their opinions are wrong, but because they act like they're high and mighty, possibly rage baiting on purpose, and also because reviewing something is much beyond the I don't like it stage. It's about balancing personal and objective facts about a piece of art that can be actually criticized. The finale of Invincible can be criticized the same way Snow White or any other piece of art on Earth can be criticized. But if you're going to call yourself a reviewer, indirect or direct I statements are not objective and no one's opinion is fact. Not mine, not you watching, and not the reviewer of Invincible or Snow White. Instead of listening to people try to rage bait, go watch it for yourself. There's a joy in bonding with other people who hate something as much as you do, or vice versa. A lot of people can probably laugh at how hypocritical I sound at the end of the day, but I'm just some YouTuber. You can like Moana 2 if you really do like it, but arguing that any piece of art, even ones that some may view as peak or some may view as just for kids, can't be criticized is objectively wrong and proves my point on media illiteracy. If you liked this, please consider liking and subscribing because maybe I'll do more videos like this, and comment what you thought of it too. Thank you everybody for watching. I'm Enchanted. Bye.